right, we are on 4.3 lesson 20, and it says I can solve division problems without remainders using an area model. So we are going to use a new strategy today, no standard algorithms, and we're going to do an area model. So this may be a strategy that you like when we're dividing two-digit numbers by one-digit divisors. So we have 48 divided by 4. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a rectangle or an area model to show my 48. Okay, so for my rectangle, I'm going to make it 4 units long, or my width is 4 units, and then inside, which would be what we would multiply to, would be my 48, right? That would be the inside part. So that's how the division problem looks like in an area model. We already know what's inside, but we're trying to figure out the outside. So doing this is really hard to do mentally, right? I just see a 4 and a 48, and I would have to just do this mentally just like this, 48 divided by 4. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to take this 48 and we're going to split it up into 40 and into 8. So now we're going to work backwards to see what would be the length on this outside when we have 40 and 8 on the inside. And this is kind of when we did our mental math too. We're taking this 48 and we're splitting it up into its tens, 40, and its ones, 8. And so when we did this in our math warm-ups, we would first look at this as 40 divided by our divisor 4, and then we would add it to 8 divided by 4. So it's just taking this big number and making it into easier numbers to divide. So when I divide 40 divided by 4, or I look at this as 4 divided by 4, I get 1 and I add that 0 to the end. So here, my side up here would be 10. And then I'm going to do 8 divided by 4. Well, what would that get me? Well, how many 4s fit into 8? 2. And so my final answer would be 12. That would be the side that I was missing. Okay. And if we look at this, if we were to go backwards, 4 times 10 would be 40, 4 times 2 would be 8, 12 would be that side, which is exactly what we did. You could also split this into even smaller pieces, right? Instead of 48, I can keep an area model. I can make this into a 4. And maybe I don't know how many times 4 goes into 40, but I know how many times 4 can go into 20. So I'm going to split this 40 up into 2 20s, because I know 20 plus 20 gets me 40, right? Same number, but I'm just chunking it up into easy pieces that I can divide. And you can do that as many times as you want, right? So this one, now I'm going to take each of these and divide it by 4. So this would be 20 divided by 4 plus 20 divided by 4, and then plus 8 divided by 4. Well, 20 divided by 4 would be 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, so it would be 5. So we get 5. Well, this is the same thing, right? So I know that this one was going to have to be a 5 too. And then we already did 4 divided by 8 and we got 2. So it would be 5 plus 5 plus 2, which gets us 12 again. So you can chunk it up as many times as you want to, as long as you're getting that 48 on the inside. All right, let's try this with another problem. So let's go down here. So 96 divided by 4. Remember, we're using the area model. So I'm going to put my 4 on the outside, just like up above. Draw a nice long rectangle. And I'm going to take my 96, and I'm going to divide it into my 10s and my 1s. Okay? So I'm separating it into 90 and 6. Now, for me, 90 is a hard number for me to divide by 4, right? It's still pretty big. Is there something closer to 90 that is easier for us to divide by 4? Well, I know 90 is really close to 80, and I know 4 can go into 8. So I'm going to change this into 80, and then change this into, I'm just bringing that 10 over here to 16. Both these numbers add up and make 96. So I can divide as many times as I want to as long as it makes 96. So I'm going to separate it into 80 and 16. Another way I can do this for my 96, maybe I want something smaller like 40, is I can make this into 40, 40, and 16. Still adds up to 96, right? 40 plus 40 is 80, plus 16 is 96. So I can also do 40, 40, and 16. So as many ways as you want to break it apart, as long as you're getting that total number, you can do it that way. So I'm going to first solve this one. So we're doing, remember, we're still dividing by 4 for all these. So I'm going to do equals 80 divided by 4 plus 16 divided by 4. Well, 80 divided by 4, or 8 divided by 4 would be 2. And then I add that 0 to the end. And then 16 divided by 4, I know it's 4, 8, 12, 16, so that's 4 times. So my answer would be 24. And if I put 24, I get the same thing up here. So let's try it with the 96 where we did 40, 40, and 16. So we're going to do 40 divided by 4 plus 40 divided by 4 plus 16 divided by 4. So 40 divided by 4, which could be 4 divided by 4, right? With just adding your 0 back. But 40 divided by 4 is 10, right? And we already did it here. It's the same number, so I know this one's going to be 10. And then 16 divided by 4, we did that last time, and we got 4. Either way, I'm still getting the same number as 24. So we'll play around with this tomorrow. We'll see how many ways we can come up with to get our final answer. But this could be a strategy that you use if you like to break it apart into easy, chunkable numbers when we divide. All right, that's it for today, and I will see you guys tomorrow.